Chat, here we go. We got ourselves a match. Dark versus Juicy. Wasn't necessarily planning on streaming today, but Dark hit me up saying he was interested in a match. So we'll get him against Juicy, which I actually think is... Oh my goodness, Dark. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I have as an intro for the match because Dark just hits an instant triple. It just hits an instant triple within 10 seconds of the match. Anyways, who knows what I was saying, but I think Dark and Juicy had played before when they were both trying to qualify for either the Feer 5K or the Feer Fest. I think it was the Feer 5K. The Fall 5K, that is, I should say. They were one of the last players to make it in, and Juicy actually won in that matchup when they played before. But because of some dropouts, they both ended up getting to play in the Swiss stage. Neither of them made it through, though, so they didn't quite make it to top 8. But they are on the rise as far as the one scene and the Rocket League world in general. And obviously, they're very exciting to play. I think we got to see the most exciting gameplay from Juicy when he played Joyo. Joyo is the kind of player who is never going to hard grind or like hard sweat, I don't think, in one show matches. And so he's definitely leaning towards having fun and showing off mechanics. And Juicy showed us a lot there. And I think that Dark, even though he's maybe not doing it intentionally, almost plays into that style himself because he plays so outside of the box, so highly mechanical, almost like he's freestyling. It might lead to both these guys being able to put on quite the show for us today. Juicy's going to try and hover on the ceiling as a way to intercept this dribble, and he succeeded in doing so. Who has the server advantage? I mean, whenever the Saudi Arabian players play against EU, they always play on EU servers, so you could argue that the EU players have the server advantage. I really like this wall dash. I don't know if it was the difference between Juicy making it back or not, but it's still very impressive. Oh, I was going to show ping. So yeah, 76 ping for Dark, 28 for Juicy. Obviously, that favors Juicy, but Dark is pretty used to queuing EU. I think pretty much all the Saudi Arabians are queuing EU when they're playing ranked as well. Juicy. Nice air dribble. Oh my goodness, Juicy. I wasn't sure if he's going to be able to get this back on target. He started the dribble almost going away from the net, but there's nothing a little reset can't fix and finish as he goes off the crossbar and in, or not off the crossbar, off the post and in. But sheesh. Like I said, Dark vs. Juicy has a high chance of being a clip fest on each other. Although that was a pretty standard air dribble. Dark could not half flip in order to prevent the bounce that was not favorable for him being followed up. Phoenix, the new word for a mix of finish and fix. I'm always doing combining words. I have a tough time with wanting to say 3 things at once, and I figure I'll just say them all at the same time. It's the next level of commentating. When you're casting these guys that play so fast, if you aren't saying 3 different words at once, you'll never be able to catch up. This is a nice wall dash into a shot. I wanted to show it from Dark's perspective. A lot of people have been talking about how hard it is to watch from Dark's perspective. It is a bit tough if you... I almost don't even want to tell you because if you don't think about it, maybe you sometimes don't notice, but Dark does a ton of spamming of ball cam. And so when you're watching from his perspective, when you're not the one in control of toggling ball cam, it can be a bit disorienting to see it change a bunch. Dark down 2 now. Trying to keep the ball moving quickly. And that can be dangerous. He's able to get back just in time after picking up the boost. Wow, Juicy. This is a tight angle that he just found. It didn't seem scoreable. I'm going to switch to Dark's perspective to see just how tight of an angle it is. Dark's basically hoping that all Juicy can do is hit it off the backboard, but instead finds his way through. Eros, thank you for the 23 months. Almost 2 years now. Appreciate that. Hey, this is a wall or a ground dash. Was it a wall dash or was it just... It was a wall dash, right? Yeah, on the side wall. It was right in between. I was confused whether or not it was like a zap dash or a wall dash because it was right on the curve. But I think with how slim of a margin that shot was, that might have been the difference. If he didn't dash out, Juicy would have been able to get the save. Juicy's going to miss slightly wide on this kickoff opportunity. And Dark, last second, trying to bump it. It actually worked out. Even though he didn't get the demo on Juicy, he made Juicy take an awkward angle. He wasn't able to finish off what looked like a freebie otherwise. Juicy all the way from the back wall. The reset. He maybe tried to clip it with the tail end of his car to get that final bit of movement. And the complete miss will get punished. Dark's doing a little look back. One sec, I think I need to respond. Oh, it's weird that... Oh, you know what I can do? I can do this. You pull up the Steam overlay, it mutes the game. Long shot for Dark. Tying it back up with a minute 10. Ooh, Dark read the fake kickoff. He said, I was born into the fake kickoff. You merely adopted it. Oh, Dark had that perfect read. I've been trying to see. It's tough to tell in slow motion because obviously it's a bit easier to read when it slows down and we know it's coming, but Dark has to send this one off the back wall. Juicy almost found the perfect backflip to score with. It's a bit too high. He's going to be able to reset on boost and immediately takes to the air so that Dark has to defend on 0 on the back wall, which is going to be hard to do. And Juicy's getting multiple resets and then 50ing on the goal line. Dark has to hover high. Oh, he's actually throwing so many wall dashes in. We watched some Dark replays recently in ones, and he was just a dash monster. He is just dashing in every possible position he could. And I mentioned it before in the video, if you saw it, but you know, finding places to use these dashes best is going to involve a ton of overuse of the dashes. There will be times when he's using them when he probably shouldn't, but it's those people doing the innovation for us that go and find all the places it can be useful. Right now he's up 7-6 after a bit of a back and forth between himself and Juicy. He's got himself another possession. Immediate power shot. He will be able to steal the corner boost, but Juicy should be able to bring this into the blue half. Not the best of possessions from Juicy. Is that rolling in? Wait, that's just in! I wasn't saying anything because I didn't think it was rolling in. Let me watch it again from Dark's perspective. Did it roll at all? Man, I guess it might have been in the whole way. Juicy able to win a 50 into the bottom right corner. Couldn't tell if the spin was favorable and helping at all. Juicy off the bounce, trying to go over the top of Dark. And Dark doubled it in! Oh no! Dark doubled it in himself. Juicy had missed, but he made the 5-head play of setting Dark up for the unavoidable double in the final moments. Almost a 0-second thriller from Dark on his own net. The ball is up. His half flip is not going to be recoverable for though after Juicy sends it away. So wow, what a back and forth in game number 1. But Juicy comes out ahead with the early lead. Game number 2. We've gotten what we could have hoped for so far in this match. Maybe we'll have another match after this one. There's that dashing again on Dark. Not sure how it could be very helpful on the back wall. It's like he needs extra lateral speed when waiting on the back wall in preparation for defense, but maybe if the shot comes right as he's doing those dashes, he might have a bit of extra power. I'm not sure. what his plan is, or if he's just kind of almost nervously waiting by dashing on the back wall. Dark reset near the ceiling. Juicy's been challenging him early, and it's been working out. Got a great bounce. Very fortunate bounce. When the ball is headed to that side wall, there's so many different bounces that result in the ball either dying up the sidewall or dying on the ground, and he found the exact angle to pop it right back out to where it was free for a long shot. Ooh, Dark got just enough of a clip. Juicy's headed to the back wall in an attempt to hold on to a possession, and Dark, who didn't want to let him have it for free, chased him all the way down before leaving his net wide open. Have you seen Zen and how he's unbeatable? I have seen Zen. He has been playing very well. Exciting time for 1v1. Dark dribble all the way from the back corner. Faking the musty. Could have tried to go for multiple resets. We know he's capable of it, but ultimately let the ball come all the way to the ground. This is Juicy, nice little outplay. He has some dashes on the sidewall here too, in order to get back to this one and maybe surprise Dark. Have to watch it from Dark's perspective. The dash was a good while before he side flipped the ball off. It's still possible the dash was relevant in the outplay. Imagine I hadn't seen or heard of any of the Zen stuff. How wild would that be? Juicy winning a 50 in his corner. When you are as aggressive as Dark is right here, well, he didn't even try in 50. He was trying to chip it past. That is not often going to be successful. Juicy able to fake this one. Actually, his dash, I thought, took away his opportunity, but then he jukes out Dark again for a fifth. Dark is just flying around the play. Oh, it's not going to show us the original fake that made him miss. And he tried to chase the ball down, and Juicy just sent it to the moon. Yo, Plank H-bar, they gave it the prime for 2 months. Dark needs to find some offense here. And he certainly isn't missing out on it from lack of trying. He is trying to spend the whole game in Juicy's half. The end result has been counterattacks on his own net. He could have read Juicy's miss there. He had an absolutely free long shot. Instead, he'll hold on to possession. He'll dribble it straight down center field before dishing it off behind Juicy. Dark is tired. He certainly is playing late at night for him. It's like 1:30, I think, in Saudi Arabia after he gets bumped on the kickoff. He'll be down 4 in game number 2. Big kickoff for Dark. I like that kind of style from him right now better. I think he's been taking more standard kickoffs and then trying to be ultra aggressive in Juicy's half after winning them. And that hasn't been playing to his advantage. Some fake kickoffs where he gets to set up his full offense. Might do him some good. He's going to boom this ball out of his own corner. And boom ball is something that a lot of top ones players have done and been able to get away with it, but it is hard to do. The person who comes to mind who I've seen play it recently is First Killer, where he just keeps the ball speed at the highest possible amount, and then nobody can match him in terms of staying consistent and staying on the ball at that speed. Dark's able to catch Juicy deep in the blue half. Dark headed all the way back to the back corner. Juicy was up to the ball quick because he thought there was a chance Dark would turn in field instead of retreating. As soon as he recognized Dark was going back, he did his best to pull off and collect possession. Dark now has to be careful. He's about to be stuck in net with low boost. Does have control of the ball, and he's actually able to backflip it just enough to get it around Juicy and force Juicy to take a wide angle, meaning he's bought himself time to get some boost. Juicy was a very ambitious bump. Not even an air dribble bump. He just shot it on a huge arc and then tried to get ahead of it. Dark's going to get him right back, trying to show him how it's done. Here's how you air dribble bump. You carry the ball much closer to the net and protect it after popping it in the air. Juicy decided, I don't stand a chance. It didn't even want to get up to try and save it. Dark reverse dribble. Right now he doesn't really have the luxury of picking his spots. He has to do what was not working for him earlier, which is constantly dive on the ball in hopes of getting an opportunity to score, and this is what happened that led to this deficit that he was unable to recover from. But I think as long as he remembers what was working for him, which is a bit more of a passive play in the middle of the game, might be able to equalize this series. Right now, he's staring down the barrel of a full sweep. Yo, Reed, thank you for the tier 1 for 17 months. Appreciate that. Dark, probably going to hop into the Fennec, I imagine, for game number 3, which is do or die for him now. Game number 3. Dark still in the Octane. I was wrong about the potential switch to Fennec. I always have felt that Dark seems to play better, or at least mechanically better, in the Octane, if only by a very slight margin. Really want to see these dashes succeed for more goals. Almost got him another one as he dashed around the corner. Corner, I feel, is notorious for eating your momentum, eating your speed. Seems like Dark has found a way around that with his maniac dashes. Juicy's going to collect this dribble. Leaning back to the reset. The shot was just a tiny bit off from being impossible to stop. He shot it off the half volley right into the crossbar. Dark dashing his way into the ceiling challenge. Juicy's dribble failed mostly on his own accord, though. Dark wasn't really anywhere around, and Juicy has been very effective on these early challenges on Dark. He knows what Dark can do if he lets him get to his spot, such as like the triple flip reset that opened the Showmatch. And he's had enough of that. He's been diving him early in the air as soon as he looks to set up those dribbles. And I bet you the counter for Dark is to actually pull off of them. And the problem is, I don't think he has a lot of interest in pulling off of his dribbles. Because if you can keep the dribble low when someone's trying to challenge from the ceiling, they're always very awkward. You're going to have a hard time getting a meaningful challenge, and then hopefully you can counter them from there. I know Dark does have the lead, though, in a low-scoring game. About to not be the case anymore, as Dark tries to bring the ball to the ground and did not recognize that he had a bit too much separation. Juicy saw his moment to strike. Dark pre-jumping Juicy's dribble that never started, but here it comes now for real. Dark will get a second chance, and Juicy's been trying to hit pogos a couple different times now. Ooh, what a boost steal. He's actually going to make it back in time. Almost seemed like maybe he had left the net open. He could even capitalize on it if he turns this possession in for a goal, because now he's got a big advantage on Juicy. Definitely is attacking the ball, coming down from the wall faster than most people because of those dashes he's using every time. Looking to just send a long shot, chase it back down. That was a very dangerous jump. I'm surprised he went for it. Juicy panic jumped in order to stop what he thought could be a successful double, but watching it from Dark's perspective, who was chasing underneath the ball without ball cam, because if he had ball cam on, it would be disorienting. So he did it without ball cam and then jumped hoping that he had the correct read, which is just not very likely. I know these guys are much better than the average player, but it's tough to make the right play when you can't see the ball and all you have is that circle on the ground. Juicy now able to punish Dark for his over-aggression, something that Dark needed to clean up. And I feel like he did so in the first few minutes when Juicy wasn't scoring. As soon as Dark's down, it seems like he starts to feel like he has to make something happen. This could be a great shot if Juicy doesn't get back. It's almost like Dark's trying to put on an exhibition of what you can do with dashes, even though it's not leading to a series win yet. It could be. It's definitely been a few different times that it's been just inches away from showing why it's so worth it to learn that. Yo, Rosettes, thank you for the tier 1 for 2 months. Big kickoff for Dark. I think this is a good position for Dark. Be able to reset. Oh, no, he didn't reset on boost. Now he's playing on 0. It went from what I thought was going to be very advantageous to now it could be bad news. Wave dash as he falls off the wall in order to redirect Juicy's early shot. Deep fake challenge gets Juicy to pop the ball. Now with a minute 30. Juicy looking to hold on to his possession. He wants a pinch. It's off the ceiling and wide, just barely. Juicy almost hit an absolute beauty of a pinch. This is actually Dark's opportunity to counter. If he had put that on the left side of the net, I don't think Juicy has a chance at saving it. Oh, he could have counter here. Is there an angle to be found? Dark's going to try and find it, but a bit too slow. Juicy makes it back. Juicy's going to get demoed. Dark's got a free open net. He needs this goal, and he needs to continue to score to take over this game. He's got to win 3 straight if he wants to win the match. Juicy, no camera check on where Dark is. Lets the ball just come down. We'll go up into an air dribble, and Dark was never around. As soon as Dark tied it up, he decided to back off into his corner off a dribble, and Juicy just took that so high for this shot. There was absolutely no way Dark was going to make it up to him, even if he wasn't turned the wrong way, which I think was the biggest problem with his defense. I'm not sure he would have been able to match Juicy. Juicy is just going to send another one in, crossbar down. He says, Dark, you might have worked your way back, but the last couple kickoffs are going to be in my favor. And Dark did his best to clear the ball away from danger, but that was not it. Dark wall to air dribble. He needs this bad. Kickoff win was important. Juicy from the ceiling, so he does drop it low, and Juicy still covers it. He was trying to get a perfect ground pinch that rolled and made it almost impossible for Juicy to get to, but he got just enough of a bounce on it, and that demo is it. It secures the game. Dark had a chance to score and then follow it up with a kickoff, but it didn't happen, so it'll be a sweep. Juicy with the win over Dark again. The GGs from Juicy. Both these guys played a solid match.